At the beginning of the story, we are shown the year 2181, where Earth has completely changed. The planet's resources are running out, but humans have made significant advances in research and technology. During this time, NASA scientists noticed that the sun is slowing down, which should have been impossible, because our sun is not that old and it still has millions of years left before it dies. Then, an investigation begins. Upon investigation, they discover that a strange kind of infrared line has formed around the sun, which they name the Petrov line. There are many tiny micro-creatures within it that are absorbing the sun's energy. They call this thing astrophage. It is extremely dangerous. It is absorbing the sun's light at a very rapid rate and emitting infrared radiation. And this thing was spreading very rapidly in the atmosphere of Venus. If the sun's light decreases by even 10 to 15%, an ice age will begin on Earth. As a result, farming will become impossible and millions of people will die. The UN Security Council discusses this incident, and to fight this crisis, all countries show their agreement. The UN Security Council gives a girl named Eva Straat full authority to find a solution to this problem, promising her whatever resources she needs. Eva Straat selects a molecular biologist named Ryland Grace for this mission. He had written a book called Argonauts, in which he explained that life is possible even without water. However, because of this, other scientists heavily criticized him, a controversy arose, and he was expelled from his institution. Now he teaches children at a school. When Eva tells him about the mission, he cooperates with them. The samples they bring from Petrova line are studied by Ryland Grace, and he quickly learns quite a lot about astrophage. For example, they multiply rapidly in carbon dioxide and are very resilient. They can survive temperatures up to 1000 degrees Celsius. Eva Straat decides that Tau Ceti is the only star that is not affected. They need to go there to find out why there are no astrophage there or what is different. But the distance from Earth to there is 12 light years, and for this, they also build a special spaceship which is named Hail Mary. For this mission, 3 people are selected: Ryland, Yuri, and Ilya. But this is a suicide mission. They will reach the star, but they will never be able to return. They have to collect samples there and send data about what is so special about that star that astrophage does not affect it. Ryland refuses to go on this mission, but Eva knew that no one could do this job better than Ryland, so Ryland, he tries to run away and avoid them. But his people finally find him and inject him with drugs, making him unconscious. Then, in that state, he is placed in the spaceship, and all 3 of them are sent on this mission toward a star called Tau Ceti, which is 12 light years away from Earth. They set the time in their sleeping chambers, and when they reach near the Tau Ceti star, Ryland regains consciousness. And he finds himself in the Hail Mary spaceship. Then he tries to wake up his 2 companions, but somehow, both of them had already died. Ryland realizes what is happening, and that they were forcibly sent on this mission. He becomes extremely distressed, even cries, but now he has no other option. As a scientist, he fully understands his responsibility. He spends a few days there like this, and then one day he sees something on his radar. It was a very large spaceship, human. It was an alien ship. This might excite you, but Ryland gets scared because he knows that aliens exist, but he has no idea what kind they are. Who knows? Maybe they'll eat him alive. Then he tries to contact them, but he doesn't get any response. After that, something like a bottle is sent from the alien ship towards him. At first, Ryland is scared, but he thinks maybe it's a message from them, so he catches it. When he opens it, he finds a completely different kind of technology inside, in which there was coordination of many things from planets and the universe in it, so Ryland also marks his Earth in it and sends the message back to them. After some time, the spaceship comes very close to the Hail Mary, and a vacuum pipe connects from it to the Hail Mary, and from it, an alien enters the Hail Mary. Ryland is completely stunned when he sees it because it is an alien made of stone, with tentacle-like features. Ryland names him Rocky, and soon he realizes that Rocky cannot see, but he can sense things. He has a unique technique for perceiving things, which allows him to understand things well even without seeing. Ryland was copying Rocky's movements. Then Ryland creates a translation device for him. It takes them a little time to understand each other. Eventually, they are able to communicate. Ryland learns that Rocky is from a planet called Erid. Their star is also dying because of astrophage, so his people sent him to study this phenomenon. Rocky's body is like stone. His body is mostly made of ammonia and he can only survive at a specific temperature. Then, the two of them start talking. Rocky is able to understand music, mathematics, and all these things, but on his planet, they exist in a completely different way. Rocky tells him, "You're so big, but your spaceship seems so small to me." And the two of them joke around like this. Rocky is an engineer, and Ryland is a biologist, and together, they decide to find a solution to this problem. After that, they talk every day, and this creates a bond between them. Rocky can't survive in Ryland's environment, so Ryland builds a box for him, about the size of a football, and now Rocky can stay inside it and come aboard the Hail Mary. He gets really excited seeing the spaceship made by humans, and even comments on how messy Ryland has kept his ship. So Ryland cleans up his ship, and in the video, he talks about his friendship with Rocky. Then Ryland tells him that since they both have the same goal, why not work together on this? Rocky agrees, and then the two of them leave Rocky's ship behind. They start heading towards the Astrophage, where they were supposed to collect samples. During this journey, Ryland shows Rocky things from Earth's environment, its creatures and all sorts of things, and both of them are really enjoying it. Rocky shares that he had a wife, and they spent more than 180 years together, but even then, he feels that those years were too few. Ryland then shares that he had a girlfriend, but he was always so busy with work that he could not give her enough time, and that's why they broke up. Then, they reach near the Tau Ceti star. Ryland observes it carefully and begins his research. He notices that there is also a Petrova line there, which means that the micro-creature is present there as well, but the Tau Ceti star is not being affected by them. He builds a robotic drone and uses it to collect samples of the astrophage. Upon examination, he discovers that astrophage functions similarly to photosynthesis. They absorb energy and emit infrared light. However, he suspects that there is something else there that is consuming the astrophage. During this time, he tells Rocky that the fuel for his spaceship will run out here. So he will be able to complete the mission, but he will never be able to return to Earth, and hearing this makes Rocky feel bad. Ryland says it's okay. Before dying, he got to spend such a wonderful time with him. This moment means a lot to him. Rocky says he won't let him die so easily. He can use the fuel from his own spaceship. Even if it takes him a little longer to get back to his planet, at least both of their stars will be saved. Then, they arrive at the location of the Tau Ceti star. There, they find micro-creatures called astrophage, and they start collecting samples from there. Ryland was using a drone-like robot for this, and he had to stay outside the spaceship. But due to the gravity and the microparticles present there, the situation becomes quite bad, and the task is not so easy. Still, in the end, he manages to collect the samples. But as they are leaving, a part of their ship catches fire. Because of this, their ship veers off course, and Ryland is badly shaken up by the impact, leaving him in a terrible state and causing him to lose consciousness right there. So Rocky comes out of his chamber, even though doing so could be suicidal for him. Still, he first stabilizes the ship. Then he puts Ryland into the healing chamber, where the system automatically starts healing his body. After some time, when Ryland regains consciousness, he sees that everything is scattered around, but the ship is under control. And Rocky was inside his chamber, where some soil had also fallen, and Rocky had become completely unconscious. He wasn't responding at all. After that, Ryland starts testing those samples and discovers that the element present there is destroying the astrophage, and he stores all this information along with different samples. Now the question was, how would he get this information to Rocky's planet and tell them about it? Then, one day, somehow. But finally, Rocky regains consciousness, and Ryland becomes very emotional upon seeing him, and the two of them hug each other. Ryland tells him about the sample that is consuming the astrophage, and in the joy of completing their mission, they both celebrate their victory. Then Ryland sends those samples toward Earth, using many small spaceships. After that, both of them reach Rocky's spaceship, and Ryland also goes inside Rocky's spaceship. His space. The ship was big, but on looking at it, it seemed as if it was made of stone. And now both Rocky and Ryland were very happy. Meanwhile, we look at Earth, And during this mission, 27 years have passed on Earth, and due to the diminishing sunlight, the onset of the Ice Age has also begun. Eva Stratt has grown quite old, and she receives the sample sent by Ryland, along with a message from Rocky that Ryland had sent. Seeing this, she becomes very happy. They produce a large quantity of P1 samples and release them around the astrophage, causing those particles to start consuming the astrophage. Within just a few years, they completely destroy the astrophage, and the sun begins to recover. Meanwhile, we see Ryland and Rocky. Both of them have reached the arid planet, and they have saved the sun there as well. Rocky and Ryland are spending good times together, and using holographic technology, Rocky has even created an ocean there, and Ryland was teaching many other children like Rocky there. Then Rocky tells him that they have prepared the spaceship. Now he can go back to his home, and it will take Ryland at least 13 years to return home. There is no doubt that Ryland will return to Earth, and by then, a lot will have changed on Earth. With this, the story comes to an end. Let us know in the comments how you liked the video. Thank you so much.